Hey guys, Phillips45 here, playing Sanctum 2. Today is May 14th, so it's the last day that it's going to be private for us press members and all that, so I thought I'd enjoy the quietness. And I'm just going to give my, final opinion of it thus far. I've gotten pretty far into it. Right here, I am in the third area on the third level, and first time playing this map, it was a challenge. There are some things that I think I would have done a lot differently, but I think I did fairly well for doing it my first time, and two, being alone. On this map, it's huge. Like it's just gigantic. So if you had two players, of course the enemies would be buffed about twice, or even more, but you would be in two places at once, and if you have a good partner, that's huge. So that makes up for itself, and I think that's kind of what they're trying to do on some of these levels, is make it very hard for people to do it single player. But some people really like the challenge. I know I kind of like that, and it's not extremely hard. I mean, I didn't even break a sweat. It was just, I actually had to think and constantly twitch my eyes to look at the map and everything. But I keep bringing up the Steam menu at first. I'm sorry. So the first issue I had with this map was having to route the enemies around it. And I might not talk throughout this whole playthrough. I'm sorry I keep bringing that up, but I stopped pretty soon here. I just accidentally keep hitting shift and tab. So I route the enemies almost around the entire map. Trying to think of a better way I would do that. It seemed like a lot of heavy enemies came from, if you look at the map in the top left-hand corner, a lot of the enemies came from the top there, the really heavy ones, and that's where I made my maze end pretty much, so they had a direct access right to my core. It wasn't a very good scheme. It worked out for the last round because it just kind of took care of everything coming through. No, it didn't work through for the last round. Oh, here's a little secret. There's some really good mines on the very top or very bottom of the map, I guess, where I am. Took me a while to find them, but there's usually mines scattered around the map, hidden as little Easter eggs. I recommend you get them and incorporate them in your maze. And pro tip, I think I was trying to demonstrate this, but I don't know why I thought it was a good idea, that you can actually pick up more than one mine at a time. So don't do what I did here to waste time. But yeah, so you have 5 slots for mines. If you've ever used the mine dispenser, that's exactly what you're doing here. But yeah, I mean, I really should have laid out the map a little bit differently. I think it would have been a better idea for the map to end maybe in the bottom left triangle thing, because the only thing, well, it's really a challenge because this map, there's two, I guess, boss-like characters. One is the bottom right, and the other is the top. And stop bringing that up, Feltz45. You're a douche. But there are a lot of really just tiny enemies and flyers that come out of what is now to my character. He's to his left or whatever. But so it's really a trade-off. You can either kill all the big things really easily, and then you risk having everything go through. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of different strategy opinion on this level, just because there is actually a lot of possibilities, or not too much really. You just block a certain entrance and they go a certain way. These branches don't trust the edges too much. Some of them don't really have proper modeling or something. So what you'll find is that you'll go through a log and just fall off where you thought you could stand on it. You'll see me do it 3 times, I think, in this. It's pretty embarrassing. But prior to this game, I just played around with one of my new friends, Yuxvon12, I think you are? I don't know. You're apparently a streamer on, I think, Twitch. But, yeah, he was not having a good round last time. He had to leave early, and I wasn't doing very well. It was just a sloppy game. So this gameplay is going to be about 30 minutes long. So I'm just going to act more casual and less of an announcer voice. Because I don't do that. You guys know me. You're smarter than that. But, yeah. So, last day of the private release. I caused some stir on the Steam discussion board for this. I asked why they were limiting towers this much, and people were like, "How do you know? Huh? You haven't even played it. How do you know?" Like, I have the game. I've had it for like a week. And they're like, "No, you probably just saw some streamer." Like, no, look at my profile. I have the game. How am I getting the achievements? How is Sanctum 2 in my profile? But that was one of my concerns, is you can only have 10 towers. At least on this particular map, it's different for each one. I don't think I've seen a map where it's over 10. And I'm wondering what the reasoning is, if it's a mix between limiting the graphical impact, I guess, because you're loading all of these entities. It's the same reason why I think there's a lot less enemies at a time. There's just more stronger. Or if it's really just to make it a challenge or something, I'm not sure. But remember the good old days when, I think it was the bridge level, where it was like the perfectly square one? You could just zigzag back and forth. You would have a tower on every single block. It would just be insane. And it was a lot of fun. But not to say this isn't, but only 10 towers, especially on a map like this, it becomes a pretty big challenge. And yeah, the resources they give you are pretty limited, but I upgrade like 2 towers to level 2 by the end of the game, but I'd rather have 12 towers than 10 with 2 towers that are better than average. And of course I have this perk where you can jump on enemies and do 5,000 damage, so it's totally worth not looking at their weak spot and attacking them directly. So my phone is making noises. Apparently someone replied to me on Reddit. Let's see if it's a very mean comment. Oh. I was kind of a mean guy. Whatever. When people say that they're like battling depression or something like that, you're not battling anything. You're just depressed. And you might not even be depressed. A lot of people self-diagnose depression. They're like, "Oh, I'm sad, therefore I'm suicidally depressed." Like, no. You had a bad day. Grow up, okay? Grow a pair. But yeah, the top of Reddit's always like, "I've been struggling with depression, and I'm so sad lately." Like, dude, just get over it, okay? If you really need random strangers to tell you, "It's gonna be okay, buddy," like, you probably should get serious help, or you're just a sociopath and you like people giving you attention. I think everyone does that, though. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. No, I'm doing this to rub it in your face. It's just like, "Oh god, look at it, I'm playing Sanctum before all of you. Man, I'm so important." No, it'll be out soon. Pretty sure it's a midnight release, and I think the developers are European, so it's probably already on Steam available right now. I'm not really sure what time zone they go on. I'm really struggling with designing this maze right here, and I came up with a decent design right here. But, yeah. Anyway, not sure what else to say about this. I've got quite a bit of time to go, like 20 minutes, so I'll probably just talk during the lulls and, yeah, let you guys see what I'm doing when I'm fighting. I think I'm ready. Why don't you press enter, dude? Go. Do it now! I like Violators. I wish they were a little faster, but they have awesome range, and that's really important in this level. And they're great for taking down bosses, because bosses will destroy tiles, and they'll go after things that are shooting them. So if you have like a turret like that, it's going to get wrecked, and it's not going to be able to do much damage before it's destroyed. So Violators can do the most damage before being destroyed. They get at least 3-4 shots off, depending upon what boss it is and if they're actually targeting that turret, but you'll see that very well. These little rat things will explode, and even if you have double jump, that still does not do that much. I think they actually kill me. Yeah, right here. I don't know how I die. Watch. Think he punches me? No, because he's not even near me. See, I was so confused there. I killed that thing, and I just fell over. I was like, whatever. I died quite a bit in this level. There's a lot of ways to die. Not just being killed by mobs, but getting flung off the edge and falling through bugged out little twigs and stuff. Yeah, it's not great. This thing, the Tesla, the left mouse button, does have limited range, but the right click, I don't think it does. So if you're not getting any damage or any hit markers, wise up and just click right or something. I think also I have a perk on here that gives my towers like 25% more damage if I'm in the range of them. So I'm trying to stick near them because 25% more damage on a Violator tower is gigantic. Now, it's kind of wasting itself on Walker pups, but yeah. Okay. Really easy rounds. I think it gets really tough around 8, round 8 or something. But basically there's this, I call it a Venusaur because it has this like solar beam attack, and it's a heavy armored bug with no weak spot other than in between its legs. And it shoots this huge solar beam, and it's pretty scary. Like how that was the last thing. Oh, there it is. I was like, what? I at least do that one more time. Maybe twice more. I'm not sure. But yeah, did I move the mines around yet? No, yeah, I did. Lots of potential for a maze here. You'll find that you have a lot extra blocks in this level. There must be some optimal way to lay this out because I had a lot of extra blocks at the end of the level. I can't believe I'm only 3 out of 10 right now. It starts going very quick just because I've pretty much built the maze, and it starts giving me the counter, which is tough because the map is so huge. You have to run back and forth, and it's just a gigantic map. So if any of you guys want to play, add me on Steam, Lord of the Lols, and maybe you'll be in my video. I am going to need people to help with my tips and tricks video. And you don't even need to be good. In fact, I'm looking for bad players because new players make mistakes. I know I made tons and tons in Sanctum. 2 and 1. So, if, wow, there's a noob mistake. Don't do that. Don't stand under towers, but it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm going to need people just to be in my videos. And I know people always like to see themselves. Back when I ran a Minecraft server for the public, when I do like the server advertisements, people were just ecstatic to be in the screenshots and the images, and screenshots and images are the same thing, but they'd like to be in the videos and stuff, not even saying anything or whatever, but they just like being there. So I mean, this jumping perk is amazing, spectacular, especially with that bug, because they have a weak spot, but damage, I think, I can't give you any figures, but it's got to be like a quarter of what you'd normally do, even on its weak spot. So criticals do way less damage, so being able to jump on it and do 5,000 damage, that's huge. I think that's the hardest thing about that is hitboxes on these characters, or these mobs, they're tiny, so it's really difficult, and some are kind of hard to jump on, like these. Screamers can shoot up and backwards, and it's really hard to jump on them sometimes. And you'll find that I die quite a bit, actually, from those in this game. Or this gameplay. That's soakers. I guess it's also helpful for them, but they pretty much take all damage. They just take a lot of damage, so it's a little faster just to jump down and pounce on them. And you get this perk about, I say I probably got it around level 8, so you get it early on, and I recommend definitely getting it. But I don't know how it works with more than one person, because you can land on other people and collide with them, so I'm assuming if you're both trying to jump on one enemy, it's going to make it really difficult because you're constantly bumping into each other, but I haven't really done that with anyone. When I was playing with my friend Lou, he just couldn't find the hitbox on him, so he got frustrated and stopped doing it, so I didn't get a chance to bump into him in the air or anything. But, yeah. And I'm trying to think, like,
all clear for now.
Oh, yep, I got the timer now. Now it starts going quick. But when you're using a weapon, like, you'll I cannot talk. You'll hold the left mouse button to get the primary attack or whatever, and then once you're almost out of ammo, I usually try to right click. That way you're kind of gonna cheat the system, but you're gonna release a very powerful attack with like 1 or 2 bullets left. It's kind of milking it. I'm wondering if the game knows that and it just lets out like a weaker burst or something, but it's one of those superstitious things I do. Bobbleheads, the nutsacks. I like them. I think they're a super easy enemy. Even with like teams of 4 people, you can bring them down by yourself in no time. The only problem is taking them down while other enemies are out. That's annoying. Because your towers will waste all of their time trying to kill them, and it won't do anything, and the little guys will get through, and it's just really annoying. So I mean, this was what made it a challenge down here. This part of the maze is so small, and they can get through them so quickly. I probably should have used a slow tower or something, but again, we only have a resource build limit of 10, and my girlfriend just got on Skype. Sorry, honey buns, I'm gonna get off so you don't call me, because I'm recording. But, yeah. So, I mean, this is the hardest part of my maze for me to deal with, because it's... they enter right there, they turn 5 times, and boom, they're at the core. And I am almost dead. Okay, good job. I just really wish, I'm not sure, I know it says Steam Workshop, so I'm wondering if I can get one of my friends, Krav, who's a super talented programmer, to make a little mod where you could add more than 10 towers, because a lot of people were speculating that was also because people on Xbox and PS3, like, they can't handle more than 10 towers, and I don't think that's true. Maybe with these graphics, but I really think that they could handle the AI of 10 plus towers. I'm not sure though. I'm not a developer, so I shouldn't be speculating anything like that. All I'm saying is, if there's ever a chance where I can mod this, where you could have like 80 towers and like buff the mobs even more, I'm totally gonna do that. I'm gonna find a way. And I'll be sure to share it with you guys, because I think that'd be really fun, especially in our, come on, level with me, viewer, our computers can handle it, right? So yeah, might as well take advantage of being a PC gamer. But you can also get this on Xbox Live, and is this Sony, the PlayStation, or whatever. I've been a loyal Sony user since I was like 1996. So I was like 6 or 7 years old or something when we got our PlayStation 1. I was like, yeah, what is this? Is this like Mega Man? Because I had Nintendo before that, like not 64, just NES. And for some reason I could beat Mega Man 2 when I was a child, but now going back to it as an adult, it's the most difficult thing ever. Like, trying to beat the first level, and I'm just like, I should commit suicide. This is so difficult. But maybe I had more time, who knows. But anyway, Sony, they, after a series of F-ups, I'm sick of them. I've let my PS3 collect dust for like the past year. I canceled my PS Plus membership. I'm just done with Sony. They've broken my heart so many times. They've been down, I think, what was it, when Portal 2 came out, they were down for a month, so you couldn't play any online games. All they gave you was like some just terrible, awful games that were worth like $4 a piece in the PlayStation Store, and they're like, wow, we're so generous. And I was just like, done with them. But the final straw was that they did something after that to change like the architecture of the way their games were being played or something, because they're really, really, really hyper paranoid about piracy. So they're constantly changing things, and that makes it really hard for developers. So Bethesda, makers of Skyrim, it really messed them up. So the DLC, eventually down the road, I mean, it just took them forever to get it out, and not just because Microsoft had that exclusivity thing with them. It was just really difficult to get it to work, especially with Dawnguard, especially if you guys followed that. But if you're not into Skyrim, I'm not going to talk about it. Sorry. Point is, Sony, it broke my heart. And if you are a PS Plus member, they do give away a lot of pretty awesome games for free. Sleeping Dogs recently, which is like $30, even on Steam right now. If you don't catch it on sale. I mean, a Steam sale would be like 30 cents or something, but yeah, the problem with that though is that it's constantly, I cannot think of the word right now. I'm thinking DMC, but that's not right. That's DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Always online encryption. Oh my god, someone put it in the comments. What am I thinking of? I'm just gonna be quiet for a second and think. DRM. That's right. Always online DRM. Yeah, so I was playing like Costume Quest when my internet was down, and it treated it like a trial because I wasn't connected to the internet, so I couldn't play it past like level 1 or something. I was like, oh, that sucks. So imagine having to do that with like Sleeping Dogs. You're not connected to the internet, or you can't afford the subscription 1 year or something, or month. I think it goes by year. Yeah, it's annual, but then you don't get to play any of those games, so it becomes completely worthless. Not a big fan of DRM at all. Unless it's through Steam. I like Steam. No, a lot of Steam games aren't DRM, or you can find ways to get around them that are very legal or endorsed by Steam. I guess one thing about this game is you can't pause it. I like that. I think there has to be a way where you can designate just single player where you can probably pause it, but that turned me off at first. I was like, oh, there's no pausing. I really need to pee. Oh, I thought I could kill him before he hit the ground. Guess not. I really like the Tesla cannon. Big fan. Yeah, so do I. These bugs, they're pretty quick. Really annoying though. Small hitboxes in the head. You want to aim between not too far up and not too far back, so between the front 2 legs, that's where you want to go. What do I have up here? Oh, soakers. Ugh, on this level too, they're just like boring. They present no threat. They don't even get to my last maze. One does at the very end of this game. It's super easy. And I think Gatling works pretty well against those, but I don't think Gatling works awesome for any other mob except for the tiny little runners and maybe the mini walker guys. Overall, I hate Gatling so much. I know Yoxvon, I was just playing a game with him, and he built one, and I was like, nope, and I just sold it. Sorry, but I just didn't like it. I think Gatling is a waste of time, because what they try and market it to you as a player is like, it's pretty weak, but it's super inexpensive. Like, yeah, but 40 points more, I could be doing way more damage with a machine gun tower, have a better range and everything, so it's not worth my time. But at least 6 out of 10. Wow. Really glad I didn't do a live audio commentary, because even now this is wearing me down. Scatter towers. I'm actually a fan of these. And I think I want to find a level where I can actually use one of the amp ones. And I think that's a better substitute. No. What do you think? Gatling is... I'm trying to think between Gatling or amp towers. Amp towers that make other towers around them stronger. It's by default 15%. They cost the same thing. Pretty sure. Almost died there. So I'm not sure if that... Depends how many towers are around it and what towers those are. I gotta say, double jump makes this level a lot more easier. Really good looking levels, and I think that's why they limit towers on console. But everything looks so good. Oh my god. This is the place where the boss comes out. He just walks through this stuff like it's just cream cheese. He just doesn't care. But notice I'm not placing any devastating towers here because they really wouldn't do anything. that area is where all the soakers and the floaters, or the hoverers, come out of. So they're really slow enemies. They typically are pretty worn down by the time they get here. So I think this is the optimal way to do it. Maybe it's really a toss-up between this and the other third point in the bottom right. Ugh, so annoying. I like killing them before they hit the ground, but sometimes they just don't make it. Just moved into my new place just 6 months ago, but now, I mean, I've never moved into a place that had air conditioning other than my parents' house. I live in a college town, so the kids will take whatever they can get, but I'm not used to having like a built-in air conditioning thing, and it rocks. It's so good. It's doing an awesome job. It's like 90 degrees out today, or something Celsius. I don't know, because I'm an American. Oh boy. These guys are not difficult. I really like playing Skye. She's so maneuverable. I know the girl, I got her name or something. She has the Rex. She has greater air control. Not sure what that means. Like, you can go back and forth easier in the air, but you can't double jump. I think that's huge. That's the hovers, yeah. I think, oh, there we go, Twig. Thanks, Coffee Stain Studios. Thanks for putting that twig there, the ghost branch. But I hate when people rush these things. They only take damage from the back, and if you want to get to the backside, sneak around them. Don't run right past them, because they'll turn around and they'll shoot you really far away, and then you gotta go all the way up to them. So stay far away from them and shoot them. Or stay far away and circle around them and then shoot them.
Nice.
And also, getting close to them on those little branches, not a good idea. I think it happens to me later in this game, and I just get blown back. So we only have one creature coming out, and this is the Venusaur, what I call it. I think it's a super heavy armored bug or something or other, but I call it a Venusaur. And it shoots a solar beam that breaks a bunch of shit, and it makes this wave not tough. The real trouble is after the round, because it will break these towers, and you can rebuild them, but it takes a while, and it breaks like my whole front maze. So I have 60 seconds after this round to create all those towers again, or rebuild them.
Okay,
and
get ready. Then
you have to build towers in that time and get your resources, and yeah, and also it's invisible. Thanks for hiding in there. Very ominous. Oh, so it's already taken out some very important towers, and it's still hiding. I'm trying to get it to not look at my violators, because they are the only things really helping me right now. I don't even know if they're doing damage to it, to be honest. That's where we want to aim, right its legs. You'll notice its rectum is closed. Closed for business. No sodomy today. Not like the heavy bugs. I think this is where he takes out both of my violators, and then it's left to me. Oh yeah, I think I stopped this guy just before he gets to the core. Maybe I'm just imagining that. I don't know. And don't go anywhere near that. I mean, even if you're behind a tower, behind a rock, or something like that, if you're in the radius of that explosion, you're gonna die. It seemed to happen. Oh, bounce. Okay, so this is the hard part, where I have to rebuild everything, and it's so slow. Resources. And then I have to go get my resources, and then I have to run all the way up to build more towers, and I think I just barely make it, but I knew that was going to be a problem as soon as I saw that guy. Oh yeah, I made that violator just for that round. Don't be afraid to sell towers. It's an even exchange rate, so it's definitely worth building a bunch of stuff for the upcoming wave and then selling it afterwards if you feel it's going to help you. Boom. just enough time to get my resources. I still got 3 mines. I'm not sure why other mines are white. I've never used an AR dispenser. I've never built one, but I've used them. I think it must be... You know how they were different colors when you upgraded them in Sanctum 1? I think that's same with some towers in this game. So I think those are like level 2 or level 3 mines or something. They can take down like 2/3 of the heavy walker's health. It's pretty awesome. I will never understand the flight pattern of these things. Like, sometimes they follow the maze and sometimes they fly over it. Which is confusing. Really nice physics there. I like that. Oh, this round. Oh, this is embarrassing. You guys can just not watch this one. Actually, just don't watch until the end of the video, because it's pretty embarrassing from here on out. This is where it would be awesome to have another person with. I think my core, out of 4,000 points, it ends up with only like 1,000, so I squeak by. Squeak by with a D, a gentleman's D. Look at my violators just not taking care of those. These screamer matriarchs, they're so annoying. I don't know how many times I've been jumping on them and I die because they shoot straight up outside of like their forehead or something. Like their mouth is not visible, but they can kill you. I think I die right here. Yeah, coming up. I'm pretty sure I die right here. Never mind. I'm just... Yeah, there it is. It was weird because like rhinos, usually they'll just pass right through you. I think if they get enough speed, they just kill you in one shot like that. So... Yeah, and obviously that mine did a great job. It seemed like they were timed, so I should have built them. I should have probably carried them and saved them for certain occasions, because otherwise on the ramp they just run over them and it wouldn't count. So wave 9 out of 10. It's getting tough now. As you can see, they kind of keep the theme same. They got runners up there. Things that'll take a lot of damage or have certain weak spots in the right hand right there, and then the rest on the bottom.
One tower at a time.
I really don't like how the tab does not select, it doesn't show you like an actual representation of the world. I like that because when you're placing towers, you could accurately see their radius. You could see where this is going, when now you kind of just have to like move your character around and look out of the corner of your eye and just barely see it, and it's kind of annoying because you don't get an accurate representation of where that impact is going to be. But that's just me complaining. Again, maybe someone will mod it. What, am I already done? Get 300 points, man. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with all that junk? All that junk inside your drawing? Upgrade a turret? What a noob. When do you do that? No, it's probably a good move for this one, just because we have a lot of fairly large enemies coming up. Alright. I have 12 towers. Why aren't I using that? That's interesting. I don't remember having that many towers, but I don't know where I'd put them necessarily either. I wouldn't want to redo my maze because I think it works just fine. I like how they're all shrouded in mystery in there. They'll run through there too. Oh wow, this guy went down quick. Rhinos. So not scary. So not terrifying. Except when they get close to the core. You know, I think lightning towers probably would have been a good idea. Yeah, probably. I think lightning towers are 150 or something. Oh, there it goes. Oh, nice. I died on my little platform. And this is where it starts going downhill. Yeah, this part's pretty embarrassing. This is why I probably should have saved the mines. I could have just thrown one in there and just destroyed all of these. Using all my tools the best I can, though. They die so quietly for like one of the biggest creatures. They're just like, dead. I think that's nearly the end of this round. We've got some soakers and otherwise things that would have made it very difficult if they were earlier on in the maze. That is for sure. Snipe. And that's what I'm talking about. If you just need one more extra shot and you're using the Tesla cannon, make sure to right click because it doesn't have limited range like the other one. I've seen people like doing that. They're just like holding the left mouse button with the Tesla cannon thing, and it's like, dude, you're just shooting the air. You can't even do that. And that was one of the players that got the code off Twitter. So, some people that weren't the almighty press like me snuck in. But yeah, playing with those people was not very fun because I don't think they played Sanctum 1 and they just had no idea. Just like I have no idea that if that guy died or survived, he's in the Shroud of Darkness. Come on, round 10.
Nice.
Big boys time. I'm at my tower limit, so there's not much I can do. I made no mistake there. I didn't fall through the fake twig. And got 19 towers. I honestly don't know how you would build that many towers unless you were just like stacking them in the corner and having them run right through, which maybe that's a good strategy. I don't know. I'm no expert. I just have the game early. So this is where the big boss comes out. And he doesn't listen to no rules. So he's just going to bust through everything, which includes not going through this maze or the other one. So my main thing is I'm trying to make this so it'll be automated so I don't have to deal with it, because I'm going to just try and lead that matriarch or whatever around, because they are pretty dangerous. What were you doing? What was that?
Up and at him.
I should do an instant replay of that. That was so dumb. I was just like, yeah, whatever. This is gonna count against me at the end of the game. No, I think when you die, and in any circumstance, it doesn't really affect you. But if you die while there's enemies out during a wave, it's going to penalize you. So he's already busted through like my entire maze. Trying to jump on him, I kind of did it there. Honestly, it's probably not worth it jumping on him, because he just flings me around like a Chinese ragdoll. I mean, you know. Waiting for the part where he flings me off the edge. Like, I think I'm just doing so good. I'm like, oh yeah, come get it, come get it. And I'm dead. And something's going to the core. I don't know, it looks like a armored bug, kind of slow, but...
I'm back.
No, take care of the bugs. Never mind, he's right here. God, they move quick. I really like the big enemies, though. I mean, it makes you just afraid, I guess, in a way. I think that's a sign of a good game. Kill it, kill it! Sweet. Alright, so, I mean, this last round was so sloppy for me. It would have been so much easier with just one more person. Maybe not two more. It probably would have been harder with like 4. But if you had someone up top, someone below, that would have gotten a lot smoother. yeah, soon this game will be out. But probably by the time you guys see it, this game will be public. So a lot will be changing. I know the developers, they usually don't say anything set in stone, so you'll probably see a lot changing. Anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the game or are looking forward to. This is Feltus45, and hopefully I see you in Sanctum in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching.